So I'm here with Ann Unmack from Project Touch, and I wanted Ann to share the story of Project Touch. It's so important for our community, and I don't think enough people know about it. So I wanted to take this opportunity for you to tell the story of Project Touch. What is Project Touch? How did Project Touch evolve?
Okay, well, first of all, Project Touch is an acronym that stands for Together Our Unity Conquers Homelessness.
Nice.
So we are a nonprofit. We were established in 2003, but the legal name of our charity, which is very important, is God's Fan Club, which is Unity in Christ to help homeless and hurting. And how it began, I was an active real estate agent back in
the
early 2000s,
right.
in the day, and everything was going great. Two assistants, real estate was awesome, engaged to be married, dream house on the hill. It couldn't have been going better. But everyone says, well, what happened? I go, well, the only way to describe it is this huge invisible magnet that I couldn't fight any longer was pulling me. I wasn't raised going to church. You know, I'm educated. I know about the different religions, and I just wandered into a church close to where I was living. And I wasn't quite sure. I went again and went another time, and then something just called me to go forward and surrendered my life and accepted Christ. From that time, everything changed. Everything was kind of fuzzy, like what I would touch in real estate that would turn to gold would now crumble. Oh yeah, my anointing for real estate went away in a day when I surrendered, because there was something else I was supposed to be doing.
Sure.
And the word "supposed to" was really big in my vocabulary back in that time frame.
You're making yourself available to God.
Yes.
Yes.
And I didn't quite understand, but I just knew I was supposed to be walking away. And so 6 months later, I really surrendered. So saved, and 6 months later surrendered. And then God just moved powerfully in my life. And I walked away from real estate. I actually gave my ring back to my fiance, moved out of the dream home, and was just off into the adventure with the Lord to see what he would do. And
awesome.
Boy,
big faith walk, right? I mean, that's...
Yeah, I was so thrilled that God was real. I was so thrilled. I didn't know. For 38 years, I was like doing life on my own. He had me, but I didn't have him.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had a lot of lost time to make up for, still love people, but they were kind of secondary. So whatever God said to do, I was in. So off I went, and the first years of what I was doing was serving other agencies, other people in the homeless field, and learning a lot. So I started by always leading with serving others and advocating. So I was a political advocate for Path of Life Ministries, which they've been around a long time. I knew Pastor Diaz really well. And then kind of fast forward a few years, we're back in Temecula, Marietta, and I'm just beginning my path on my own with housing and helping people. And we did a quick little shelter in Marietta. Gosh, don't ask me the year. It was a long time ago. And we did that for 3 weeks with torrential rains. And I got a really quick hard lesson on politics and homelessness back then. The next year we were in Temecula. We did a shelter. It was also a little bit challenging.
Was that at the church? I remember going to two.
Yeah.
One in Temecula at the church on Rancho California Road.
Correct.
And then the other in the industrial area. It looked like there's a church. It was like, I think it was set up as a church, but it was the
Mountain View Church, possibly.
It may have been, and it was really the behind the church, or as a part of the church, there was a big room.
Yeah.
And I remember going there and bringing supplies and things like that. But you were keeping the homeless out of the elements.
Yes.
And that was something that our office, we got involved in, very happily got involved in, because we were hearing more and more and seeing more and more homeless people.
Right.
And I think, as you may have mentioned, there was a man or woman in Hemet that froze to death on the sidewalk.
Well, yeah, the reason I originally went to the church in Marietta is because we had heard of torrential rains, cold, someone died. And so we simply asked the pastor, hey, I was a simple girl, church, homeless, no big deal. And they said yes, and we opened up, and that's when we learned how complex it was with politics and homelessness. It's totally changed. It's amazing how it's turned around now.
Sure.
So back then, people thought I was a little crazy. Even some of the churches, I was like Paul Revere. The homeless are coming. The homeless are coming. Everyone said we're in Temecula. The economy's great. Then the bottom fell out. If you remember, there was a big recession in 2008. So in this area, many people were going homeless. People with children. There was nothing down here at all. So what happened when we were at our shelter on Metro California Road, as we were winding down, at the last minute, someone said, "I want to give you a grant." I like, okay, because 35 people turned to us and said, "We don't want to be homeless anymore," which is huge. So we got a little bit of money. We got 5 or 6 apartments, and they got jobs and worked and paid and produced a positive cash flow. So we were able to then, we grew from 5 or 7 apartments to 23 in 1 year, which now we could take this region's single mothers and kids, 2-parent families that were losing their houses left and right to the foreclosures. So the homeless, I partnered with them, and they've always been my hero because they help me take care of a lot of people.
Right.
And to this day, that's kind of my motto, is we help people, but everyone comes in and gives back through community service.
Right.
And
important.
yes, very important. Important for their healing.
Right.
Yeah, very effective. And so we had our challenges, our battles. I always say I have a double PhD from the School of Hard Knocks doing this many years. But if you fast forward to today, homelessness is still the #1 issue in California.
Sure.
It's not going away with soaring rents, even a whole new population of homeless, because people just, if they lose their apartments or they don't renew because they want to raise their rents, we're seeing a lot more single mothers. So today we probably average, we have 265 beds between the cities of, I know, it's grown crazy, between Temecula, Murrieta, Wildomar, Elsinore, and Menifee. And every day we probably have over 100 children in our program.
100 children.
Yes, yeah, over 100 kids.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So, but it's going wonderfully for what we're allowed to do. And then about 4 years ago, we purchased a property in the city of Wildomar, right on Grand, and it was very much a divine, providential purchase. I will tell you that much without sharing the whole detail. But we now have been approved through the county to receive $2 million. We're going to be building, we're calling it the Project Touch Life Restoration Campus. We will be building 8 single-story, 10-bedroom structures, and they'll be cut in half like a duplex.
Okay.
So 5-bedroom and 5-bedroom, 2 kitchens and a laundry room. And single stories are very important in the area of homelessness because a lot of people have disabilities.
Right.
And so we're about to receive approval from that through the city. That we've been working very cooperatively with the city of Wildomar. We have also been contracting for over 3 years with the city of Murrieta. One of the 4plexes we purchased is an emergency shelter for Murrieta and Wildomar clients, and they just renewed and signed a 5-year contract. So we're really happy with the relationship.
Doors are opening left and right.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Facilitating the God's Fan Club, which is amazing.
Yes. So
yes.
When you say yes to God, don't ask too many questions, or you might get nervous. Just as you go, just obedience, faith, trusting God. Wherever He guides, He provides. I'm in it every day, and I cannot believe how amazing it is to work for the Lord and just follow His path that He has for you. I always tell people, until you find your path, and it doesn't have to be anything as dramatic as what we're doing here, but until you find your true purpose, what you're designed for, you're like a car driving out of alignment. Mm-hmm. You want to get in that lane and just go for it. So I've been blessed to be able to do that and meet wonderful people such as you and your wonderful husband, Sean.
Thank you.
We've partnered over the years, and you've supported us. So.
We have, and we look forward to continuing supporting you. We hadn't sat down for a while, so I love this opportunity. So talk to me about give a best testimony. I know you have tons. I know you've seen you've been so instrumental. You've been a conduit for God to flow through you to out to the community and change lives.
Right.
And that doesn't happen without making yourself available to God, obviously. But talk about some of the lives. I know I've been to dinners where the testimonies are heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
But best testimony. One, I know you have many, but off the top of your head.
Yeah. Well, There are a lot. We get so many single moms and kids, and I think sometimes they're the most impacted because being a single mom in Southern California is tough.
Yeah, I bet. Yes.
So we had one mom come through, Anna, and when she came to us, she didn't have her kids with her. She didn't have a vehicle. She didn't have a job. And by the time she graduated to move on, she had all her kids with her. She was working. I think she had 2 vehicles, and then got her own apartment. And she's actually, I think she's still residing in the neighborhood where we have a lot of our housing. So we've been able to stay in contact and cheer her on and applaud her because she just was so grateful and said that she didn't know what she would have done without us to be there for her. Because getting out of that hole of being homeless, if you're actually homeless, or even as you say, I'm going to be homeless on Monday, this is my last day, it can be very lonely, very scary, and to climb out, unless you have a support system, a common sense approach to support system, where you go from emergency stay, which is, in our program, usually around 21 days, they'll come in emergency. It's completely, sponsored. We fundraise. We have sponsors that take care of that. And then we get the moms to get on their feet and stable to get them to the next phase, which would be our transitional program, shared housing. And then it becomes fee-based, and they're a little bit more independent. And then finally, through our client savings deposit program, they're paying monthly and saving up. So when they leave, they get a large check to help go into their permanent housing.
Is that 3 months, 6 months? Like, what does that look like for most people?
Prior to the rents getting so crazy and prior to COVID, we were targeting a year program, but that's not always realistic anymore. Okay. So everyone's on a different path, truly a different path. Some people only need us for a month. They may have been homeless situationally, and they're just waiting for on the 1st or the 3rd to get their income, and they've got something lined up. But some people definitely the year, and some people now even like 2 years, because it's just harder because of the price of housing. I mean, if you look at apartments here locally, they're not cheap. There is more affordable housing going up, really huge success story. The Monomos apartments went up in Murrieta, and through our work with the city and the county, we were able to place, I think, 7 or 8 families into their own affordable housing permanent units. So that was huge in our world. And then it opens up room for more people in immediate crisis.
So I want to talk about something ahead of learning about Project Touch. We would see people homeless on the street. They'd be asking for money. We'd give them money, thinking we're doing something good, but we're actually could be harming more than helping. True. And one of the things I loved is, we now carry gift cards for McDonald's or wherever, because of course, if someone is not ready to not be homeless, feeding them is not going to necessarily hurt them. It might prolong the process, but from the very beginning, and I've heard stories where, sometimes people just aren't ready. They're homeless. It's dire straits. It could be drugs. It could be mental health issues, and one, what came first, the chicken or the egg type of scenario. Right. So when you have a situation like that, they have to make the decision. It's not something that you can, the police don't really get involved unless they're harming themselves or someone else, correct?
Right. And that would be called having them go on a 5150 hold. Okay. So, and a 5150 hold is a psych hold for someone that is gravely disabled. They can no longer care for themselves. And there's been situations like that out there. Or yes, they're a direct imminent threat to someone else or themselves. And the mental health system, there's some good things happening, but it's still
a long way away.
Broken.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really sad, and if I'm just being very candid and honest, how to break this down, because we give a lot of clients a chance that might be struggling with mental health, but they've got a diagnosis, they're taking their medication, and some of my clients with mental health and their medication are incredible and productive and respectful. So we always want to try to get someone to get over that hump, but the reality is, in my opinion, from doing this for over 20 years, that it breaks down almost to about 50-50. 50% of people with mental health, I think, are going to take their medication, see their psychiatrist, do their self-care, which they need to do. 50%, I would say, maybe it's not 50, maybe it's 40%. Part of their mental health is the paranoia of medication.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or they'll take it and they say, I feel better, and they'll stop. And
Yep.
it's such
I've heard
a
that.
cyclical
Mm-hmm.
dynamic that they keep, we're dealing with someone today that we're having to exit, and hopefully this time, you know, you don't want to put anyone in the cold. It's the opposite of what we do.
Sure.
But we always have to be aware of the safety of the people around them, and hopefully they might get motivated to get on their medication, get treatment, and stay on it. But it's heartbreaking. So out there in the public, people in those two categories, it's a much tougher population to reach.
Mm-hmm.
But the cities and the county have come a long way. They have a lot of outreach teams they contract with. But at the end of the day, you can't force somebody. There's some things they're trying to change, I think, in the courts.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure how much that has in the way of teeth right now. Because something's got to be different.
So Project Touch, a helping hand to help people get on the right path. Right. And so you're housing them, you're feeding them. But something when Sean and I had breakfast with you, it's been probably a year or longer, you had mentioned, you know, it's kind of like reach one, teach one mentality, to where, yeah, they're not just going to come in and get, you expect them to reciprocate and help others. Yeah. So, and who better really to help others than someone that's already been through it? And I just think that's so valuable, that it's a program. It's not, you're just not handing out free stuff. Right. It's a program where it's responsible. And obviously the layers of red tape that you had to go through to get where you are has shown you're responsible with the budget that's come in, that you know, when you have monies incoming, to not only just, you know, you're building more, right, but you're helping more people, but you're also teaching those people to help others. That's part of the program. I would think that's one of the most valuable pieces of the program, yes, helping people get on their feet. You know, identify their strengths and weaknesses, build them up, support them. Life skills, build them up and support them so that they can go out and be a healthy human, and a healthy, happy human, and you know, a good citizen. And I love that about the program. I don't think people understand that. I think initially people are like, "Oh my gosh, you're helping people stay homeless. You're giving them all this free stuff," but you're like, "No."
I was a single mom. I am very direct about real life, and just this morning our staff meeting, I said we have a responsibility when we're helping our clients learn financial responsibility, because when they leave here, you can't just expect the grace train to go forever. The real world will not do that. Right. So we want to set people up to succeed. So we're pretty firm on expectations and consequences for, you know, failure to keeping your word. So it's a lot about teaching. I had one mom thank me. She goes, "You have no idea." She goes, "I was so horrible with my finances, and the fact that you guys, you know, toe the line and are strict about it," she goes, "It's helped me learn to handle my money." And we have financial literacy classes that'll come in and teach people about.
We should have financial literacy classes at school. Yes, yeah, like, you know, there's just not enough of that for kids.
For kids, they don't teach them some of the most important things.
Right, not the fundamentals. Not the fundamentals.
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of people grow through our program, and
I love that.
Some people come in and they have no income and they've got disabilities that can work, but there's things they can do. So we've gotten some people that just come in and, you know, they may help with different things, or we get them employed through the SEER program, the County Senior Back to Work program. So in our thrift store, forgot about that. We have a
I was going to say, please mention your thrift store.
Divine Discount and Thrift. It's on Rancho California Road, across from Aldi's. And people through the senior program in the county, they will pay them to work for a nonprofit. So we've been able to get some people employed through that program as well.
Nice.
And some of the clients who, like I say, it's me partnering with the clients. Yeah. So my servant leadership team, they all came in as clients and they rose through the ranks, servanthood, serving others.
Love it.
You know,
who better?
And
who better?
Those are the true heroes of our program.
I love it.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the upcoming golf tournament.
Oh, okay. It'll be our 17th year. I can't believe it.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Wow.
I know. We will be playing at Pechanga, the Journey Golf Course at Pechanga, which all the golfers love. And it's a celebrity golf tournament. So every year we get some different guys, retired NFL players. We've had people over the years from George Lopez. We've had Terrell Davis, David Justice, Andre Reed, all different Ron Brown is there with me every year, former Rams Olympic gold medalist. So we have a ball. We sell out. So if someone's a golfer and all my golfers, I don't golf personally, but I guess I put on a real good tournament, and they say it's their favorite one. So we sell out. So if someone's interested in golfing, go online now, or you can sponsor. But it's such a fun time. A lot of local restaurants in town come out and serve food on the whole, so nobody goes away hungry. As you can attest to.
Yes, no one goes away hungry. It's a great time. It's just a great time, and with great people.
Yeah, Monday, May 12th this year.
Monday, May 12th.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
very, very good. Is there anything else you'd like to share today?
I'm just thrilled to be able to share about what we do, about what God has done. I always consider myself, people want to give me a lot of praise. I go, no, I think I just am a foolish thing to confound the wise. And God, when he needs a good laugh, he just looks down. And I'm a blessed woman. I get to be president of God's fan club, no pay, lots of perks. I meet the most incredible people like you and Sean, and the journey has just been a blessing. I would tell anyone, say yes to God. There's nothing better. Had I known it'd be this much fun, I would have joined Christianity years ago. Much earlier in life. So we're going to continue to do the work, and anybody is welcome to go on our website.
Volunteer opportunities.
Volunteer, you can sign up online. You'll see lists of donations that we go through, urgent needs, things like that. Many people don't know. Moms on food stamps cannot purchase anything but food in the grocery store, so they cannot buy toilet paper, laundry soap, kitchen trash bags, things we use every day. But they could be on such a tight budget, so we're constantly getting those donations and dispersing them to our clients.
And let's finish with the kids. What are the kids' needs? You have 100 children.
Yeah. That
blows me away.
Yeah. Well, gosh, we're just post-Christmas. Well, we were overwhelmed with the generosity of this community. I mean, we literally, I don't think they have enough room to get all the gifts, and everybody's adopted. We do a huge Christmas party for all our clients. We are always in need, though, of size 4, 5, and 6 diapers.
Okay.
That's, when people donate, they want to donate the small one, but we need the big ones. We have plenty of small wipes. If they want to do something special for the kids, moms, I remember your kids are constantly outgrowing their shoes.
Yep. So
even gift cards to Walmart or Payless Shoes, if they still have a Payless Shoes around here. I don't even know if they exist, but things like that. We're pretty. People do love to help the kids. So clothing. They need gift cards to Kohl's or Walmart, like I say, for clothing, things of that.
And the donations you accept at your store can be clothes or otherwise, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. And people can, when we get clients, they can go into the store and get some items.
Nice.
Free of charge. So, so the store, they can call the office if they have something else they want to donate.
Okay.
We're always accepting things like appliances, because with 265 beds, it'll be, a washer's out, a refrigerator. We need a refrigerator. So refrigerators, washers, dryers, things of that nature, we're always accepting.
Good to know.
In good working order, and they can call the office and figure out a donation spot or a pickup if needed.
Perfect. And that number is
951-677-9661 and projecttouchonline.com.
Perfect. Thank you for being here, Ann. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. God bless.
God bless you.